guys? Bart here with Joey, one of the top powerlifting coaches in the nation, has coached multiple champs, gold medal, has an 1,800 total on the platform himself. 1,800 plus. 1860. 1860?
Oh, snap.
Oh, shit, 1860. It matters a
Who cares?
lot. No, it matters. Honestly, it matters a lot. And today he's going to teach us how to do the Sumo Deadlift.
Yes, sir. What's going on, guys? Joey here. We're going to break down sumo for you. A lot of questions, but yeah, we're going to do our best. All right, so today we're going to be breaking down the sumo deadlift. With any deadlift, you need to figure out where you're going to put your feet first. And there's a lot of different ways you could do that, but for the purposes of this video, Bart, why don't we go ahead and put your shins. Let's go right here, right on the first ring.
That's actually where I put my shins when I do sumo.
There we go, nice and easy.
Yep.
Boom. Okay, so Bart is super insanely advanced and elite, so his
Finally.
the angle of his toes is already pretty good. But essentially what you want to do here is you want to place your feet in a position that's going to allow you to get, like, you want good floor speed, you want good balance, and you don't want to be like giving up floor speed for lockout or lockout for floor speed based on going too wide or too narrow.
Trying to find that perfect balance.
Yes, so the more narrow you are, you're going to have more balance. Also, the more straight your toes are going to be. The wider you go, I would say it more depends on your toe position, but I mean, it'd be very awkward to have a super wide stance with your toes perfectly straight. There are some, very few,
That's weird.
Yeah. You want to angle them out a little bit. You don't want to start with the bar too close to you. You want it to be, you know, right over, I would say, the ball of your foot or like the knuckle of your big toe, if you want to imagine that. That's going to naturally put things in line. When you go down and grab the bar, you know, keeping the bar in line with your armpit, you know, straight down. That's what you kind of want to look for. So now that we have our feet set up, Bart, go ahead and put your hands in the same position that we did when we were doing conventional. Yeah, that works right there. Okay, so from here, remember to get long. So you're gonna, yes, you're externally rotating your arms if you need that cue, right? He's got his hands positioned right, and then he's going to, I'm gonna kind of like have him do it, and then we're gonna break it down as he goes. So you're gonna breathe in, apply some tension into the bar, right? We're gonna pull some slack at this point. Drop your hips down into position while getting your chest up, thinking to get long, look straight, and then you're gonna stand straight up. Okay, right? Remember to get your shoulders back behind the bar, lean back a little bit more. There you go, okay, come back down. Now, there's a lot of stuff you wanna consider with sumo. That's just like the general overview. Me personally, the way I like to coach it is you wanna, okay, so from here, Bart, think to get long again. Now, force your knees out. I want you to try to force your knees out exactly. By him doing that, now relax. Do that one, okay, so do it again. Force your knees out. Now by doing that, he's bringing his hips closer to the bar, which is gonna further just make his leverage better. He's gonna be able to get the bar off the ground. Like, your power is coming from this joint right here, right? So the closer that you can bring this to this, whether it be, you know, horizontally or vertically, that's why if you guys look at some people that have super high hip placement when they deadlift, you know, however you do it, you just need to get your hips closer to the bar. Forcing your knees out is going to help you do that, right? So let's go one more time. Put your hands on the bar, right? You're going to, yes, get long, force your knees out, chest up, look straight, stand up, right? Boom. Okay, so another dimension to this, bar, I want you to put the bar down, and I want you to just like angle your feet out even more, like turn them out even more, like a little bit more. And let's go a little bit wider. I know you're in socks, I don't want you to slip. Let's go a little bit wider. Okay, so by him doing this, he's giving up some balance to bring his hips even closer to the bar and reducing his range of motion even further, right? The more you do this, you have to understand you're giving up something to gain something. It's not necessarily that you should do it. I had one of my lifters ask me, hey, Joey, should I go wider? Should I max my stance? And I said, no, you have amazing floor speed. You know, you're compromising that and your balance by doing this. Let's go ahead and, you know, stick to what we have. Not everyone should do this, okay? It really depends. With sumo, you're gonna have to, it's super confusing because there's a lot of different foot positions you can have. Some people absolutely should. Let's say you're super tall and you have really long legs. You're probably gonna wanna put your feet all the way out to the plates. You gotta be careful not to smash your toes. But, you know, again, it's going to depend on the person. It's a very individualized thing. And we've also seen some lifters with super strong kind of like frog stance sumo deadlifts. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's go So put your hands on the bar and then like bring your legs in, your shins right next to your hands. Yeah, like there you go. So now, you know, this may also be a form of deadlift that you enjoy and that feels good for you and that you have a lot of, you know, you can generate a lot of torque.
Didn't Ed Cohn used to deadlift like this?
He did in his conventional.
One of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest of all time. Now, there's a couple other things, you know, that go into it as well. You need to have a core that's nice and tight and locked in. You know, that way, so like, let's say your legs have good leverage. Boom, you lock out, but now you're hunched over like this. Now you have to fight your body to kind of finish. So it really depends. Again, the deadlift is one of the lifts where it's a big percentage of your total, right? And if you screw up on it and if you get hurt, it can absolutely wreck you. Like if you screw up your bench, you can kind of still compete, whatever, but because your total is going to be kind of intact. If you mess up your deadlift, if you get hurt, it's your back, it's your knee, it's going to really mess you up. So you just want to really make sure that you're taking care of yourself and preventing yourself from getting hurt. So really quickly, we're going to turn the camera to the side or give you guys a side angle and show you how to kind of protect yourself. All right, so as you can see, we've reorientated our model Bart here. And today we're going to be, you know, I just want to show you guys how to kind of protect yourself. You know, I would say if you get into a sumo position and you have a good amount of natural round, like you just round, like you just can't not round, then you're probably going to want to do conventional just because it's, in my experience, I've seen more people, you know, have the ability to, you know, lock out easier with a rounded back from a conventional position from a sumo position. I know it sounds weird, but I'm just speaking from experience. Let's talk about pulling slack real quick. All right, so we're here with Bart. Let's get the bar over the knuckles of your big toe. Okay, you're gonna go down and grab the bar. Yes, okay, so extend your legs real quick just so we can exaggerate this. Think long, breathe in. Apply some tension to the bar as you brace, right? Okay, he's applying some attention. He's gonna wedge himself down into position. There's tension on the bar, head up. All you gotta do is push with the legs now. Boom, there we go, okay? If you're doing all those things, you're taking a lot of slack out of the bar, you're applying tension to the bar, you're gonna protect yourself, you're gonna protect your core. If you have some rounding, you're gonna protect your back. As opposed to, I don't know if you wanna demonstrate a yank, but that's up to you. If you wanna just fucking yank that shit off the ground.
I guess a yank would be how I normally do it.
Yeah.
Like without doing it the right way, I guess it'd be like.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So when you do that, you know, if you're putting a lot of pressure on your back out of nowhere, you're not preloading your body. Like the whole thing is we want to protect this area. So why not put tension all over his body, his legs as well, right? And then break the ground as opposed to just yank. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to just go 0 to 100. Think of it like 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then you push with your legs as opposed to just 0, 100, go. Some things to kind of remember in the sumo deadlift. Again, it is a very individual lift. Some people are going to be super upright, right? They're going to be able to get down, you know, in a sumo position. Their chest is straight up, right? Their knees are nice and out. And exactly, like right here, stay right there. Don't even go down all the way. Imagine if Bart's arms were so long to where he could just start from here, right? He's going to obviously have a much easier time locking out as opposed to actually grab the bar. Yeah, like see, you know, it's a lot of it's a give and take. You got to really try different things, find out what works best for you. You just got to experiment like with anything. Keep your back safe, stay, you know, nice and tight with any of the lifts, squat, bench, deadlift. It doesn't matter what we're doing. You always want to make sure you're protecting yourself so you can stay in the gym longer. But at the same time, you don't want to overdo it. So it's a nice little balance. But yeah, guys, that's the sumo deadlift. I hope you're able to take something away from it. And questions?
So if I'm new to powerlifting and I'm wondering which form should I go with, is sumo allowed in competition?
Sumo is allowed in competition.
They don't go, cheater! And then
I mean, the gym bros will, but
okay. If they're there.
But you know, it is definitely allowed in competition. Again, you need to find out what works best for you. If you can do it and move more weight, and you are a competitor, I say do it.
When it comes into like lifting equal weight, is sumo easier than conventional? Is there like less effort required? So I see all these guys pulling sumo, and it seems so easy. Like Jamal just did 1,000. I'm like, you can't do that on conventional. You probably deadlift like 400.
He probably can't. For him, I would say that he is able to leverage his body in a superior way, in a way that allows him to lift the most amount of weight possible with the sumo deadlift. If he tried to lift 1,000 pounds conventional, yes, I would say it would be very hard, but I promise you he could probably pull...
Like 400, 420?
A lot. He could probably pull a lot conventional. Not everyone is built for sumo, right? There's going to be, you know, like weaknesses in the organism, in the person that are going to be exposed in one lift or the other. And just genetically, you know, for me personally, I can muscle through some weights conventional that I just can't do sumo, right? Because my hands get rubbed on my thighs. I have short arms. I have a long torso. I'm like, you know, I'm locked out sumo, but I'm like this, and there's just, I have no power to lock out now. You know what I mean? My glutes are fully, you know, extended. So, you know, it really depends on the person. But generally, like if you have an individual that is like, they're good at both, they will probably be able to lift more weight sumo, giving the same effort that they would do on a lighter weight conventional, if that makes sense, right?
So now I've been training powerlifting. It's time for me to compete. I train both sumo and conventional. How do I know which one to choose?
If you've been training both, then, and this is something that you know, I kind of have some lifters do, especially if they're kind of decent at both. You train them both, and then you kind of see which one runs away with it. You know what I mean?
Like one will be the clear leader?
In terms of the amount of weight you can lift, but you also have to look at how does training conventional interfere with my squat? How does training sumo interfere with my squat? If we're talking about competition and your sumo deadlift is incredibly invasive to your squat and it's like taxing your knees into another dimension, then it's probably lesser of two evils to go with conventional. You get what I'm saying? Now you could argue, like it's gonna get really complicated if I go into it, but the one that you're able to train with more weight sustainably is probably the one you should use at competition, but you need to keep in mind how that affects your overall recovery on all three as well. The conventional deadlift, for example, is incredibly invasive. If you blast yourself conventional, your bench is not gonna feel good, your low bar is not gonna feel good, nothing's gonna feel good, so yeah.
That's actually why I put my deadlift day on Fridays, because I have 2 more days to recover. But actually, through years of training, it helped me realize that deadlifting on Friday is better.
Papa Bart, fellas.
But it's still kind of weak, so
The king.
I don't know if it works.
The OG.